Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well. Having another great day. This video, I just want to talk with all of you because I have a electrical inspection happening in the next week or so. So this is where I would love to get some feedback or opinions from all of you, as I don't want to have any violations, and I want to try to be within code and all that kind of stuff. And if I have currently things that I may be violating, and you guys may give me some feedback here. And just a disclaimer, in this video, nothing here is electrical advice or anything that I say here. Please consult with your own electrician, what have you. So I have a lot to go through, and some of you guys may see some changes here that I've actually done myself, and I'm not sure if it's to code or not, but I've been just doing some research here, and I bought a lot of stuff, bought some EMT, bought some couplers, and some extra stuff that I don't know if I need or not, but apparently, this may affect or be a violation that I may potentially need on, let's say my electrical panel here. Okay, so if you guys have anything that you guys think I am violating, please timestamp it down below and let me know down below as I explain everything as to what I need to do or not do for all of my electrical stuff here. Okay, so first, just to clarify, I have two 200 amp panels here, and brand new electrical has been wired throughout my new house here. Has been renovated, and I got a bunch of 12 gauge and 14 gauge cabling all around the house, and a couple 10 gauge cabling that's run around various areas, which I do want to talk about if I am doing those, if they are to code. So let's start with the first one. This is one I have heard that may be a violation. I have some 10 gauge cabling here that goes through this hole here, and I bought this clamp. Okay, this is something that I didn't put in before, and so I'm thinking that the inspector that comes in is going to say that, I should have one of these guys at the top here. So let me know if this is something that I should put there and not violating any codes. Okay, next potential problem is my 200 amp panel here, which I've added in 3 240 volt 30 amp breakers here. All right, so I've done these two myself, and this third one here, but this third one I have not run yet. Okay, I was planning to do this for my crawl space, my basement attic on the other side there, but it's still here. So is it okay that I leave it as is, like this in the panel without any wires going in, but there's already the punch out that I already done, right? So it's just gonna go like this. And so when the inspector comes, which I will have this panel, right, screwed in, all right, all screwed in, so make sure everything's closed, and as they see it, I believe that's one of the things that could be a violation, as I gotta make sure that the panel is in before they come. So you guys can let me know about that. But let me know about this breaker, if I can just leave it in as is and I don't need to have any wires going in. Okay, next potential, I don't think, it may not be a violation because I did it already, but the hot wires going for my 240 volt 30 amps, I wrapped the ends here with black tape. All right, so that's something that I believe I've learned on Google that you should do, just to clarify that these are two hot cables, right? The same with the other black ones, which are already hots already. So two hots for 240 volt 30 amp, going to have one going right here. Okay, so let me know about that. And then on this one here, if it's okay if I can have a ceiling plug, 30 amp 240 volt onto this stud here. And also if my networking, line here is too close to my outlet. So there is something I did hear about 2 inches being code, that network cabling should be 2 inches away from power cabling. All right, you guys can let me know about that. So this is definitely not 2 inches away. So I may need to either try to move this down or move this completely somewhere else away from my 10 gauge cabling. So let me know what you guys think about this and if I'm violating anything here. Okay, so a lot of you guys know I did wire in all of my new LED lighting in my basement here in my mining area. And so this is what I did. I did put in a single gang box here with just a simple switch and a metal cover. Then I just had a 14 gauge cable, right? The white cable here, just going, it's all stapled in, going into EMT right now, but it wasn't in EMT before, okay, the EMT conduit. I did not have this before. It was just a bare wire. So I believed that, and I don't know if this is in Canada, that it's to code that having exposed wire that you need to have, especially in a basement, it needs to be in conduit. Like for example, if I had wire in here, then in the wall, then I didn't need to have conduit. But since that I had exposed wire on the outside, that I needed to have some type of conduit, and so I just went to Home Depot, I bought EMT conduit. So let me know if you guys think that this is okay, and if I did this correctly or not. I bought like all the different couplers and whatnot, and you know, angled and stuff. And so yeah, let me know about this. And then I did that for as well my other outlets that I ran over here, right? My 120 volt 15 amp here, and also my 240 volt 30 amp, which is over here. This is all in EMT now. It used to be all exposed wiring, okay? And so I thought to myself, I probably might get a violation of this, right? But in the ceiling, it should be okay, especially to code that the exposed wiring is okay in the ceiling, right? If you guys can let me know about that, if that's okay, or do I need to put all of this in conduit, which I don't think so, because the electricians initially already ran all of this, right? All the way across, you know, around the house. So having it like this, I don't think I need to have conduit for all of this, right? You guys can let me know about that. But I don't know if this is included in the inspection or not, and you guys, some of you may tell. So I didn't actually have these like angled EMT connectors before. It's just so that it could hug the wall, if you guys can tell, right? But over here, okay, I have it a little bit bending, right, from the coupler here going into the single gang box. Then I hug the wall with these clamps, right? 2 clamps going up into a coupler like this, and then into an angled part right here, which just directs the cabling right to the ceiling like this. So let me know, like, if you guys think if I did this okay, or if I need to have maybe a little bit more half-inch length going to the stud here. You guys can let me know if I did this right or wrong, or if I simply just, you know, I didn't need to have this angled thing because it would be in the ceiling anyway. But going back to here, do you guys think that this would be a violation if I just did it simply like this without using one of these? You guys can let me know. Let me know down below. Okay, so I know this is not about, they're probably not going to come and talk about the networking cabling, but I don't know if that's part of the electrical or not. But I did have my networking run normally on this side, and so I did move it because it was too close. I thought, you know, maybe 2 inches apart from all of these other cables, that it wasn't far enough. So I did move my networking cable on this side instead of having it on this side, if that makes sense. So I just put it on this side instead. So you guys can let me know if this is okay or not. Okay, next possible code violation that I'm afraid of is this meter box here. Okay, is it okay that I have this thing installed? And it's basically, I have this little, I forgot what these are called, little couplers or something that go on the outside of the single gang box, right? Then it goes a little exposed wire into, which is for the 120 volt 20 amp or 15 amp meter box here, right? So let me know if this is bad to have before my inspection, or just should I take this out or what? Also, if it's okay that, you know, I can have these 2 outlets close to each other like this in EMT, is that okay? I have so many questions, but you guys can probably tell maybe some violations that I could be violating here by code. You guys can let me know down below. So next one, or the last one, I believe they will probably check, is back here. Okay, so they did run this cable here. They did run this 30 amp 240 volt. And I did check, and this is just a typical L630R receptacle. And it's not using a neutral line. It's using the 2 hots and a ground going into the L630R. But there's no conduit. There's nothing here. So I'm curious to know if, you know, since I bought the EMT already, I already applied it to the other places, that did I really need to buy that EMT, or could I just have the exposed wire like they did here? I just don't know. So I'm thinking of, I do have extra EMT, which, man, I've been learning all of this myself recently. It's just been such a gong show, honestly, but it's been fun. It's been fun. Do I need 3/4 inch EMT for like 10 gauge cabling? Because I did use 1/2 inch EMT for the 10 gauge wire, and it fit. So I don't know if there's to code that I would need thicker EMT or conduit for, you know, 10 gauge wiring. Let me know if that is a potential violation or not. You know, I just want to be safe here, and I just let you guys know I've been cutting the EMT with this scoring tool, this Klein scoring tool. It's pretty easy actually. I learn something new every day. But yeah, anyways, so would I need to put this on for this 10 gauge wire here? Okay, and as well, my 120 volt plug, which I did myself here. Now, will this be a violation that since it's so close to my networking cabling there, should I move this over to, I don't know, somewhere else, or maybe a little bit closer to here so that it's at least 2 inches away from this power cabling, from my networking? So yeah, you guys can see it's pretty much touching, right? So if I were able to move it another 2 inches over, would that be okay? Or could I simply put EMT on it, right, conduit, and make it angled up into over there? You guys can let me know. And do I need to put conduit on this as well? Yeah, so well, since it's in the ceiling, it should be technically fine by code. I don't know. These are questions I'm asking all of you, because this is gonna happen in the next week or so, and I just wanna make sure I have everything to code here. But I mean, the electricians did all the wiring on all this stuff, so I believe this is all fine. Oh, another one, potential violation or not, I have lights in between the power cables. I looked everywhere online if, you know, these types of LED lights could be in between the wiring in the ceiling here. Is this a violation right here? You guys can let me know down below. But I have, you know, a lighting just sitting like this, right? Screwed into the, I guess, the studs here. And yeah. Okay, so I think that's it. I don't have anything else. Everything else in the house is all wired by the electricians, so that's all by code. But all the other stuff like this, right, and all the cabling I did myself with the EMT, now that they're not exposed, do I need to worry about any of this stuff and how I did it? Okay, this is all right. So that's really it. Oh man, actually, last one. I did my outdoor outlet, and it was a non-weather resistant outlet. And I read online that I should be using like one of those waterproof boxes. It's kind of like more recessed in a way versus this one here, which I can't return, which sucks. But I went ahead and bought outlets that were WR rated, weather resistant rated, because they were gonna be outside, right? So I bought 2 of them because I have, you know, 2 outlets for the outside. But so I already replaced one. And so yeah, let me know if you guys, if that's a violation that I need to have WR rated ones, as is something I read online. So looks like I have some extra here that I could use internally. And yeah, okay, so that's it, guys. That's it. Let me know if you guys can visually see anything that I'm violating. Please timestamp it down below. Let me know, and I will do my best to fix it before I guess the whole world comes down. And you know, I hope that doesn't happen. But I mean, this is, in my opinion, this whole setup, these 200 amp panels, and the way the electricians did it is just such an amazing job. But yeah, let me know. If you guys think that I'm violating anything, let me know. Let me know. I hope that I can keep this 30 amp 240 volt here just resting here without being plugged in and just off, okay? All right, I'll see you on the next one. Really appreciate all of you. Can't wait for the comments. But again, I'm just letting you guys know I'm not an electrician or anything, but I am allowed to do this in my own home, okay? I am allowed to. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.